Good Sunday evening, race fans, and welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network and the Dirt Racing Network, the home of the best racing on the internet. And our season finale coverage of the Mars Pavement Late Model Series, Midwest Area Racing Series, wrapping things up for the Summer Series 2023. Champion will absolutely be crowned tonight. And right now, we're here to see if Reed Rundle can complete 3 championships in 8 days. He sits atop the standings right now, 24 points ahead of what has to be his number one nemesis right now, because last Sunday night for the Dirt Series Championship, it was he and Garrett Boyd that went at it. And that came down to some really good, really hard racing at the end of the night. And Rundle was able to pull off a top 3 finish by Boyd. It got damaged and ended up finishing about 5th or 6th in that thing. He's here tonight. He knows he's got 24 points to make up. That is a tall order in a 14-car field to make up. We will have our qualifying, which all the drivers are going to transfer to the feature from qualifying currently. If we get an influx of drivers suddenly, then we will have our LCQ. But the top 10 in qualifying will invert, and it's going to be a 100-lap feature. The last time we were here, we did 100. I think we did 75. And Garrett Boyd dominated that race second half until he decided to stop for tires late and then could not recover. And Peter Brees ended up picking up the victory with a very late pass. 2 or 3 to go. He passed for the win. Last week's winner right there, Austin DeMore. Well, so what happens when you go fast and you turn left just right every time, Keegan. I do see that the 21 has made his way onto the racing surface finally to put in a few practice laps. Was very good here at the beginning of the summer for this series. Was patient, saved his car, ran the early leader, which I believe was Wes Whitfield, down, passed, and then kind of drove away from everybody in a late caution with about 15 to go. He decided to go in and get tires. It moved him back to about 9th, and he never did recover. I think he ended up with a 4th place finish out of it, but just wasn't enough laps for the new tires to be a thing. Andrew Perry back on track again. He's 3rd in the points for the Tuesday night series last Tuesday night. There's your championship leader on the screen. All 14 drivers in the server have taken time. They'll go to a driver's meeting here in about 3.5 minutes. A lot to get to. I do know that for next season, they have quite a bit going on, actually. They have got a couple of new sponsors. Beardsconsin is in with them, and they will be sponsoring the Pavement Series, the one you're watching right now. Scrub It Up Car Wash is going to take care of the dirt. These guys will alternate back and forth. 1 week will be dirt, 1 week will be pavement. That'll go on through the winter. Schedule is up for everybody to see. Well, I say everybody, I think you got to be a member of their page over there, but for all the drivers to see, they're going to do limited late models, and they're going to start on November the 12th at Kern County, and then they'll come right back to Kern and race on the pavement track for the late model stock cars. And they run all the way through April. So they will go November to April. So a 20 race schedule over about a 24-week period. Right now, the big thing is that top 4, really the top 3, because fourth place car is 70 points behind. That's Adam Vinny. He's got a lot. I don't think he can make 70 points up. Nick Baker, about 33 points behind. And Garrett Boyd at about 24 points. Those guys may have an outside shot, but Rundle's just going to have a horrible qualifying effort, a horrible race. Probably finish last in this thing for anybody to have a shot to really snatch a championship away from him. So I know the Tuesday night guys are coming back on the I'm going to say it's the 7th of November. I don't have that right in front of me at the moment. I don't have it open, but I'm pretty sure it's the 7th of November. It's a Tuesday night. They will be back on track, starting their new season. They're going to be weekly on Tuesday nights. A lot of exciting things coming with that bunch. We had a good meeting the other day, and they have got some great ideas. They're going to be doing some good things, some fancy stuff, I guess you could call it, while we get new seasons going. I believe they're going to run 10 weeks. Got a special event coming up in December that we know about. Still in talks to figure out the Wednesday night deal. That group has not decided if they're going to kick off late models on Wednesday nights or not. Getting down to it, drivers' meeting about to commence. They will wave the red flag here momentarily. These guys will clear the racing surface, and we will start getting ready for qualifying. Big, long race tonight. Make sure you say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Tell everybody who your favorite driver is. Doesn't matter if you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Trovo. We're there live. Look at Adam Vinny. Garrett Boyd also out on the track. I think these guys are about ready to clear here. It's funny, that says Reed Rundle's fastest laps at 31:28, but it actually shows as a 31:22. So these drivers are all ready to get the season behind them, get ready to start fresh and new. You're going to see plenty of these guys pulling double duty. They'll race both on the dirt and on the pavement next season. If we have the opportunity to talk to guys in between events, or if we can talk to them during a caution, we're going to definitely give it a shot. We're just waiting for things to wind down. We were told the last 5 minutes would be a driver's meeting, but apparently everybody already knows all the rules, so I just let them have the time to finish warming up. It's only a couple I don't see that I think would normally be here. I don't see Peter Brees in the 74 car. And this is one of his big tracks here. This is one of his places. So strange not to see that 74 car. I don't see Dean Burnt. But I could have swore Dean Burnt was in. He is in the chat. I see him in the live chat. I don't see him on. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's 14th quick. Okay. Okay. Because I could have swore I saw him in the chat. So. I see the Brunner brothers are here together. We don't know where you're watching from, but don't be afraid to give a shout out. Let us know where you are at. Any of the Victory Vinnies in the chat tonight, make sure that you shout out for your guy. As he takes the 11 car up the back stretch. Probably for the final time in the warm-up session. All right, time has expired. It is going to be time for qualifying. Remember, the top 10 in qualifying will invert for tonight's 100-lap feature race. Drivers starting to roll out onto the track. Nick Baker, John Brunner. Randy Brothers, Austin D'Amore rolling out as well. Andrew Perry rolling his car out. Keegan Bush in the 27. D'Amore already out of turn 2. He is on his first time lap. I think Austin D'Amore will be the first to post time. Nope, Marvin Turnmeyer, 31:26. That was around the quickest time for the practice session as well. Turnmeyer right in there on it. Your championship leader now has the 43 car on the clock. Keegan Bush, the second quick at 31:39. Andrew Perry right up there, 31:26 and change. Here comes Reed Rundle to the line. Rundle just a tick off, 31:28. See if he can do something on a lap number 2. Turnmeyer slowed down on his second lap. Andrew Perry is about to complete his second. And Perry slows down just as much as his teammate did on his second lap. So 1-2 for the team 137 guys. Reed Arundel goes to the top, 31.18 seconds. So statement, Your championship leader goes quick time, at least for now, because here comes another fast one. Adam Vinny. Vinny fourth quick on his first lap. Going to have to pick things up just a little. Needs to find about 14 100ths of a second, which is about how long it takes to blink your eye. See if he can move himself up a little bit further on the pylon. Lap number 2, flicks it across the stripe. 31:34. So mirrors his time. At least he's consistent, but he will stay fourth quick. Everybody has completed their qualifying. So we'll take that top 10, and Andrew Humphrey will start in the front row next to Randy Brunner. Then Baker and Bush, Burton, DeMore, Vinny and Perry, and Turnmeyer and Rundle. Going to go at it. Garrett Boyd, of 13 cars that took time, he was the slowest at a 13.85. Seems like Wes Whitfield, the 07 car, did not take time. I know we did have one EOL. But I do not. Oh, yeah, I do see it. So the 16 car will drop out of line, and he will move to the back this evening. There goes Jeff Wordham and Adam Vinny rolling out together for the warm-up session. If we will not have an LCQ, everybody will start the feature. We will invert 10. Our 10th place driver really is just going to go back a couple of rows, as he will have a end of longest line start penalty. Don't forget about tomorrow night, guys, 8 o'clock Eastern. Dirt Slingers Racing League Monday Night Thunder Big Block Modifieds. They'll be at Fairbury Speedway. Round number 4 of that series. I don't believe they've had a repeat winner in the first 3 races. They will kick things off, run some heat races, have a 40-lap feature. Just in round number 4 of 10 for those guys. I don't think they have any weeks off either. You see Wordham and Perry. Teammates. Well, that's awesome, Potato. Thank you very much. Hope everybody's enjoying the show. And Nick Baker is actually out putting a few laps in the warm-up session. I think they're going to give him the entire warm-up session. Let's see if we can get a hold of Nick. Nick Baker, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Roger. How you doing?
Doing all right, man. So you out there putting in a few laps. Should be an interesting one with 100 laps tonight. I know the family's got you up on the big screen. So, we're going to put you on the spot a little bit and try to get your prediction for where's the 89 car going to go tonight, and can we see it at the front before the end of this thing?
Well, I don't know if you'll see me at the front, but I'm starting, I think, P3 because of the invert, and I'm not very happy about that because I'm purposely going to go slow. I'm not fast here when I try, so my goal is here to outrun these guys on tire. In practice, after 13 laps, I'm looking at 20% tire wear running it hard, so I'm going to really back her up and see if I can save it.
Yeah, the last time we were here, big, long race, and some guys made some interesting tire strategy calls. And it did change the complexity and the complexion of this race. So knowing that it's 100 laps, I don't know. Can you guys make that on fuel with this particular setup?
My fuel calculator is saying I can get 96 laps. I think if you save it, I think you could get it. You won't be making it 100 laps on tires. It's just not possible. The track's so high. You're going to lose. You're going to blow a tire by lap 60 if you push it too far.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Will you be able to make it to the halfway point? And if you do, are you going to be out there on ice skates when you're trying to get to at least lap 50? And I think you answered that question. But is that the strategy? Go half and half?
No, my strategy is I'm going to try to go 30 to 35. Try to undercut these guys on fresher tires. I know there's going to be some guys that try to stay out longer and push it. And I did the math, and I think 30 to 35 is my range of where the tires start to wear out too much, and I can catch that speed back up from the pits.
All right, man. Well, we know everybody's watching. I'm sure Potato in the group cheering wildly for the 89 car. Appreciate you taking the time. Good luck out there with your starting spot. See if you can't make that work out. Parlay that into a victory before we close the season out.
Thanks, Roger, and hopefully I talk to you at the end of it.
All right, Nick Baker. You know, I'm not sure where Nick was hiding out, but we're going to stick Nick right there because Nick was by himself. We're going to put him back by himself. So let's look at our grid because this is how they will start. The 100-lap feature will be the 31 of Andrew Humphrey on the pole with Randy Brunner in the 64 on his outside. We just talked to the 89 of Nick Baker. He starts inside row number 2. And he's got the 27 of Keegan Bush, racer who has real-life experience at the Milwaukee Wow. He starts out there on the outside of that second row. The 17 of Dean Burt inside row number 3 next to the 7 of Austin Damore. Damore trying to become a multi-time winner in the series. Since the paint change on that 7 car, he has really picked things up and has won a couple of times. One on Tuesdays, one on Sundays as well. We'll move into the 4th row, and you're going to see the 11 of Adam Vinny start there. And you'll have Andrew Perry in the 33 on his outside. Marvin Turnmeyer scheduled to start inside row number 5. He will drop to the back in the 16 car, and Reed Rundle will start in the 10th position on the outside. Your championship points leader. He starts P number 10. The 11 starting spots, the 81 car of Jeff Werdeman. And then Randy Brunner in the 46. We'll start to his outside. And your final row, Garrett Boyd in the 21, scheduled to be on the inside with Wes Whitfield, the 07 on the out. I don't see Whitfield's car, so I think you're going to see Garrett Boyd and Jeff Werdeman will scoot up a row, and that will be Marvin Turnmeyer that starts by himself on the back. He's actually going to move to the outside of the 6th row, and that's going to put Randy Brunner in the 64. Starting way out back on this thing. We'll get back up here to the front. The lights are already off on our pace car. But he is good. Oh, he is going to take the late left-hander. We're getting ready to get started, ladies and gentlemen. 100 laps at the Milwaukee Mile for the Mars Pavement Late Model Stock Car Series season finale. Little twitchy action, almost some contact there between Baker and Damore. They sort things out. The first 4 come out single file. It's a dogfight behind that. Perry and Burnt side by side. Vinny and Rundle side by side. And then Werdeman is side by side with John Brunner. Now with Garrett Boyd on his inside, John Brunner back there in about the 10th spot. They're going to stay side by side here from about 5th on back. Just a wad of cars, fresh tires. Nobody wants to give an inch, but some of them need to think about what their tire strategy is going to be, and maybe it's best just to get in line, try to chop this thing up correctly, get your pit strategy right, save your tires so you can keep your speed overall on the run, instead of heating the tires up on these first 3-4 laps, fighting for one spot. Driver, racer's mentality. I want to go to the front. I want to get that guy. I don't want to be behind somebody. I don't have to. Completely understandable. And they are going to get at it right here. It's just side by side with 2 cars right now. That's Adam Vinny, the 11. Andrew Perry, the 33. That is a battle for the 5th and 6th spot. Here comes Reed Rundles. Rundles going to move to the inside. Vinny clears Perry. Now it's a battle between the 43 and the 33. This battle still is over the 6th spot, 7th spot now. As Rundle takes it, Perry slides back. 21 to 16 side by side. Turnmeyer and Boyd, and right now Boyd, he had the spot and Turnmeyer drove it way down in the corner, moved him back up the hill. Now Turnmeyer gets alongside down the front stretch. 100 laps is a very, very long ways, especially on this mile track. 30 seconds a lap plus. As we'll go to the front. Keegan Bush now has worked his way in that 27 car right to the front spot. Andrew Humphrey had it for just a few laps. Austin Demore slid in behind, and that top 3 has really broken away from the battle from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th on back. There goes Turnmeyer. Turnmeyer took the 16 car to the pits. I don't know what happened to the 16 car. I do not see any incidents where he had issues. But he is off the track, and I think he has pulled himself out of the race. So we're watching our top 3. They are 2 seconds in front of the 11 of Adam Vinny. He rides 4th, and here comes Reed Rundle. Rundle is up to the 5th spot. Dean Burnt, the 17 car. Sixth in the running order with Andrew Perry tucked in behind him. Nick Baker is behind that. So Baker done exactly what he said. He's going to go a little slower. He's going to try to save some tire and see if he can keep his speed consistent over 100 laps. Wardeman in 9th, and Randy Brunner is in the 10th spot. His brother John tucked right in behind him, and big gap, the 11th place car, the 21 of Garrett Boyd. Garrett Boyd considerably off the pace. I do not see damage anywhere on the 21. And I don't know. 21 car seems to be out of the race as well. I'm looking back through what has been going on. I don't see any red flags anywhere for incidents between drivers. Right now, Keegan Bush starting to break away from 2nd and 3rd. Demore got around Humphrey, so move the 7 up a spot. These guys still 2.5 seconds ahead of the 4th place and 5th place cars of Vinny and Rundle. Dean Burnt starting to reel in the 43 car. With the 33 putting pressure on him, I can see why he would pick up the pace. Keegan Bush was quickest last lap, 31.29. A 30, a 30, and then everybody else 45 and slower. So we're 12 laps in. We're working lap number 12 right now, actually. Keegan Bush leading a 3-car breakaway. But I tell you, DeMoore is really getting close. And he is picking it up just a tiny bit each lap. 300s here, almost a 10th a couple of laps ago. I think if Humphrey can't keep pace, you're going to see a 2-car breakaway. What will change this is the pit stops. If you have a bad pit, if you speed getting in, speed getting out, if your pit crew has issues, that will change things. This car is not known for having super fast pit stops as it is. If they have to do it under green, that may change the complexion of everything. 4th and 5th still staying stuck together, just like 6th and 7th. Now we're back here. This is 8th and 9th. That's Nick Baker and Jeff Werdeman. And you're going to fall away back. Do you find the two Brunner brothers? So finding out that we had a technical issue on the 21 car. Had a brake pedal problem. Austin DeMoore with a move is taken over the point from Keegan Busch, and the top 3 have come back together. They are still 2.5 seconds ahead of this battle back here between Vinny and Rundle, and Rundle has moved ahead of Adam Vinny. That happened coming out of 3 and 4 the last time around. So 17 laps in, we've had 3 leaders in this one. And the top 3 cars have been at the front. Humphrey started things off from the pole, led the first about 4 laps. Busch took over and led till about 2, almost coming to 3 laps ago as DeMoore took things over. And he's led the last 3. Back here looking at your championship points leader. This is pretty much official now. Reed Rundle will be the champion, with the 21 car dropping out early. That will seal the deal. Nobody else could catch him, but he is starting to reel in the pack in the front just a little bit. Just a tick quicker. Almost a 10th now this last lap around. Quicker than the leader, Austin DeMoore. And he's got Adam Vinny right in his tire tracks. Good racing so far. Been clean since we dropped the green. Now Andrew Humphrey starts to fall off of your top 2. Time's really starting to fall off. We were in 31 threes. Now we're in the 31 5s and 6s. Probably getting close to some pit stops. The next 12 to 14 laps, we might see some drivers hit pit road. Let's go back and check. Nick Baker up to 7th. Dean Burnt starting to fall back through the field. Perry got around. Baker got around. So that moves Burnt back to 8th. Werdeman still in 9th. And then the Brunner brothers. Oh, that's easy to say 3 times real fast. John and Randy, 10th and 11th. Back to the front. That time, DeMore way wide, super out of shape. I don't know where he was going. I think the car started to slide on entry, and then he gathered it up. It started to push on exit. Busch going to try to stick his foot back in that open door. He's going to take the spot away. DeMore may have run the tires off the thing. He may have them so hot they just can't find any grip. This allowing the 2 behind, Rundle and Vinny, to close in on this battle. They were 2.5 seconds behind. Now they are just about 1.7. Busch back to the point, but DeMore going to try to roll the 7 down on the bottom. So the battle for the lead heating up. About 24, 25 laps in. And Andrew Humphrey back in the thick of things. He was trying to put his nose in there and not let Busch get down on the bottom on the exit of the corner, as Busch did a great crossover right there. DeMore will lead the lap, but Busch is right on the door. Good racing up front. And now Humphrey just stalking, waiting to see which way he needs to go. Meanwhile, 4th place Rundle, 5th place Vinny. They're coming. They're getting close. They've got it down to 1 second. Andrew Perry tagging along with them. He's starting to reel it in. We're going to have 6 cars here for the lead by the time pit stops show up. This time DeMore loses both spots. Went from leading a few laps ago to now 3rd. As Andrew Humphrey comes around him, and Humphrey stayed with the group. May have a little bit cooler and a little bit more tire left on the 31 car. He is right up on the back bumper of the 27 of Busch. We should start seeing pit stops within the next 5 to 8 laps. So we're going to keep our eyes on the drivers. Top 3, there's 4th, and there's 5th place. 6th place just barely behind that. You can see that orange and white car, Andrew Perry. And from Perry, right here, coming out of 4, it is a pretty good distance back to the next orange car, which is Baker. Baker running in the 7th spot. Werdeman got around Burnt. He's up to 8. Burnt is back to 9th. Then you'll see the 2 brothers, John and Randy. Runners are running in 10th and 11th back here. And they're not really racing each other very hard. Just if one makes a mistake, the other goes and gets the spot. But maybe they're the guys that are going to try to go the long haul, because they are about a third of a track behind these guys. So we're back to the top 3, and DeMore goes back around Humphrey. But Rundle and Vinny are now in the mix, so things about to get exciting. DeMore staying way down on the bottom down the straightaway and way down there in the corners. Humphrey looking to put the nose on the inside again, couldn't quite get it there. As Keegan Busch leads yet another lap. 4th and 5th are right here. 6th place, man, just a shade off these guys. It's 1.5 seconds from the leader back to 6th. They are all right there together on the screen. Now battle for the lead as Busch slips a little coming off of the corner, but DeMore wasn't able to capitalize. DeMore with the left side tires down on that yellow rumble strip. It's going to help loosen the car and turn it just a little bit. Start watching for drivers to duck into the pits. Here's a move for the lead off of 4. It works this time. Now DeMore alongside. Drove the car deep down the corner to move for the 4 spot. As Adam Vinny took advantage of Reed Rundle, and he takes 4th away. He's going to go after 3rd place Andrew Humphrey here, it looks like. Put the car low in the corner. Humphrey saw him come alongside. That may open the door for 2 or 3 of these guys. Andrew Perry is here now because Vinny goes by, Rundle goes by. That's going to leave the door open right here for Andrew Perry to work Humphrey over as well. Nick Baker still on track. Said he was going to run 30 to 35. That nick on the wall may be the signal. You take that 89 car in for fresh skins, and we'll watch him and see if he does that right here or if he goes a couple more. He's staying wide. He's going to take at least one more stab at it. Reed Rundle working his way back to 3rd as Adam Vinny opened the door on Keegan Busch. Rundle took advantage. I think Perry's going to take advantage of the open door policy as well. 33 car now trying to put himself in the top 4. Busch is stuck on the high side. Andrew Perry takes the spot. Now Andrew Humphrey is looking to take 4th away, and he'll have it down here in 1 and 2. So Busch went from the front all the way back to 6th in just a couple of laps. And now Adam Vinny at the end of lap 35, closing in, trying to get the lead away from Austin DeMore. Busch goes back after Humphrey coming out of 4. That's going to be for 5th and 6th. And I think Keegan Busch will have that spot getting into the corner down here. So looking to see Nick Baker has taken the 89 car onto pit road. And Team Redneck down there in their pretty coveralls getting the tires changed on that 89 car. We'll see where he falls out as the leaders go by. He'll be a lap down. Battle for the lead as we come back to racing, and Adam Vinny going to put the 11 car out on the point, and he takes the lead away in turns 1 and 2. Clears DeMore headed for 3 and 4. And he locks the door, throws away the key, seals the deal, and he's going to lead. Lap number 37. So Vinny the front, DeMore is 2nd, Rundle is 3rd, Perry is 4th, Humphrey is 5th, and Busch a distant 6th. Let's go find Nick Baker. He's back on track, 1 lap down. And he should be able to take advantage of fresh tires and rip his way right back through the field. We'll see where he shakes out when the rest of the field pits, which now I'm going to say they're probably going 50-50. So about 12 more laps. Vinny about 3 car lengths in front of DeMore. Reed Rundle now is starting to creep in there, and he needs to dispatch with the 7 car as quickly as he can. If he wants to stay. What is that? If he wants to stay in contention for not only a good championship interview, but a race-winning interview this evening as well. 40 laps into the 100-lap feature. DeMore with a big slide coming out of 4. That should open things up. Rundle will get there down in 3 and 4 as we end lap number 40. So Reed Rundle from 10th to 2nd took 40 laps. And here comes Andrew Perry right along with Perry. Up to 3rd, DeMoore back to 4th. Humphrey, a distant 5th. Then Werdeman and Bush. Is Werdeman now closing in. He's in the top 6. Nick Baker. Still a lap down. About half a lap behind the leaders, so a lap and a half, basically, in arrears. Keegan Bush slid again, and he gives up another spot to Jeff Werdeman. And Werdeman on a tear. He goes around Andrew Humphrey as well. Werdeman lap times very similar to the front 3, 31 5s and 6s. Just watching for our leaders to come in. Gonna say they're gonna try to make it to the 50 lap mark. We'll probably see every single one of them come in right at lap number 50. If not, it'll be 49 and 51 because they may not all want to pit together because that really will kind of determine things. Rundle peeks out from behind. Probably more to get some clean air than it is to go for a pass. He wasn't quite close enough. Maybe he's trying to worry the 11 car. But we're getting close to pit stops. John Brunner is in the pits, a 46 car. So he made it 45 laps. Bold strategy. We'll see if that works out on a 55 lap run following. Top 3 have really gotten away from Austin DeMoore, who got up here to the front, challenged for the lead between about lap 17 and about lap 30. Vinny, Rundle, and Perry are 1, 2, 3 right here. About 3-4 laps from pitting. Keegan Bush on pit road. His stop complete. He'll rejoin the action. He'll be a lap down. A steady, methodical march to the front. And Vinny has had the lead here now for right around 15, 16 laps. I think everybody kind of content to get to the halfway point before they pit. Here comes a move. Is that Nick Baker? No, it is not. Who is that? John Runner, Keegan Bush. Austin DeMoore and Jeff Werdeman are kind of going at it. Werdeman blinking just a little, but he is going to clear DeMoore right there. A couple more laps from our leaders. I think we're going to start seeing them duck into pit road. The top 3 may come together. It's Jeff Werdeman now 5.5 seconds back in the lead, but up to the 4th position on late tire run here. Lap 49 in the books. Will we see pit stops at the end of the next lap, or will they wait until the end of lap number 50? As Vinny and Rundle start to ease themselves away from third place. Andrew Perry. Randy Brunner, Andrew Humphrey, both pitting. Humphrey already on and off. Brunner sitting on pit road as we come by. That's 50. So we're halfway. When will they hit pit road? Watching the leader. Seeing what he's going to do. He's not coming this time. Rundle staying out with him. Austin DeMoore, 7 car on pit road. So he gave up about the 6th spot when he came in. Right now that 6th spot occupied by the 89 car of Nick Baker, who is a lap down. Everybody from 5th on back a lap down. Dean Burnt, and Dean Burnt is just in front of the guys coming off of pit road in the 17 car. And Burnt looking like he's staying out for another lap. Vinny and Rundle now about 2 1/4 seconds ahead of third place Andrew Perry. And Perry starting to get run down by Werdeman. Werdeman is holding steady at about 5 1/4 seconds off of the lead. Only 2 cars. There's 3 cars under the 32-second bracket. 1st, 2nd, and 4th. Everybody else 32 and slower unless you got fresh tires, and then they're still barely running laps faster. We're talking hundredths of a second faster than the guys at the front. There goes Andrew Perry. Andrew Perry headed for pit road. So the top 3 are first. The driver to hit pit road, Andrew Perry. He will bring his car to the attention of his crew. Now the gap's starting to widen between first and second. It's out to 1.2 seconds. As Vinny really starting to pull away. There goes Perry back on the track, and he's going to come out right with the leaders. So if he can get up to speed and get in between them, he'll be able to stay back on the lead lap. I think that's going to force these guys' hands. They're going to have to try to come in. I think maybe Vinny. Nope, he stays out again. I thought Vinny was going to maybe come in that time. Perry is right there. Perry in 5th, lap down. First car, lap down. He was top 3 when he pitted a couple of laps ago. And he came out right with the leaders. Baker in 6, DeMoore, Humphrey, Bush, Brunner, Boyd, Turnmeyer, Whitfield. Only 3 car. Reed Rundle, 43 car, goes into the pits. Now, can he get in and get out and stay with the lead bunch? Right side tires only for the 43 car. And that may be to his advantage as he comes out. Adam Vinny has taken the 11 car to pit road. We'll see if Vinny does a 2-tire stop. Ooh, a little short in the box, had to roll forward. That's going to cost him a couple seconds. That's a long ways out on the racetrack. Dean Burnt is in right in front of him. Seemed a little slow on those right sides. He's going to take all 4, it looks like. And Jeff Werdeman's going to come out of turn 4. Is he going to go another lap? He's going to put a lap. Only car he won't have lapped, that's going to be Reed Rundle in second and Andrew Perry in third right now. And Rundle got out in front of Perry. So 40 laps remaining. Werdeman out of 4. He's keeping it rolling. He's going to make them catch him. Adam Vinny came out right behind Dean Burnt. Burnt 2 laps down. Running in the 10th spot. He's right in front of the 11 car of Adam Vinny. Vinny in that 4 spot. He's behind the leader about a straightaway now. Not quite even, about half a set of corners here as Werdeman just now exiting turn 4. So Vinny going after the leader. There's Andrew Perry. He's in third. Reed Rundle right in front of him in second. Werdeman, the leader, but has not pitted yet. Only car on the track that hasn't hit pit road right now is the 81, and here he comes, it looks like. So Adam Vinny will get his lap back. Now we watch Rundle and Perry. And we see what Werdeman's going to do here. If it's a 2-tire stop, there's a good chance he gets to stay in front of Rundle and Perry. All right, now car is up on the right sides. They'll be changed. And he gets away. So Rundle going by, so he will not stay in front of the 43. Andrew Perry was right behind that, and you can see there comes the 81. Now, where's the 11 car? Just at the stripe. And he'll have to work his way around the 81 car, who's already out on the backstretch. And Werdeman getting into 3 has a straightaway on Adam Vinny. So 4 tires versus 2. Everybody spread around here. 8 cars still in the lead lap. The last of those. Randy Brunner going into turn 3 as the leader comes out of turn 2. And Dean Burnt in the 10th spot. John Brunner is 11th. Keegan Bush back here in the 8th spot right in front of that. So we're going to see Baker is 5th, and he's on the lead lap. But he's going to pit again. And I don't think you're going to see your top 3, 4 cars probably make another pit stop. So if you were going to do the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, you probably had to go hard for 30 laps. Could not conserve it. Different pit strategies and vastly different results, but I think 50-50 and 2 tires. I think that was risky, but it looks like it's paying off as 2.4 seconds. Reed Rundle has the lead over Andrew Perry, who also took 2 tires, and then Jeff Werdeman took 2 tires. He's third, and he's got just about 4 seconds on Adam Vinny. And he took 4 from the lead. Now we'll see late in the runs if the cars really, really fade. But Rundle's out here 31.45, 31.46 for Perry, 31.48 for Werdeman, and 31.50 for Vinny. There's not a lot of difference in those times, and when the faster guy is out in front and he's on 2 tires, I think it's going to be very difficult for anybody to catch a 43. So a victory lap and a big stamp maybe on this one if he can hold them off for 33 more laps. Baker in the 5th spot. And I expect to see him on pit road within the next 2 to 4 laps, as he was trying to chop this thing up and go 35, 35, and 30. So he's within his window to make it. And I think if he's heard or seen anything going on, 2 tires might be the way to go, and he could secure himself possibly even a top 5 finish still, as some of these other guys behind him are going to have to pit as well. I think your top 4 are definitely finished with pit stops for the night, unless maybe we get a late caution. Adam Vinny still in 4th, 10.4 seconds off the lead. Running times comparable to the front 2. He just took 4 tires from the lead. And that's a lot of track position at the speeds these guys are traveling, and as long as it takes them to change the tires on these cars. He has chopped it down about a half a second on Werdeman. Werdeman took 2 tires. He was 4th when they went in. He came out in 3rd. He's been able to maintain about a 7-second gap between himself and the leader, which is basically the whole backstretch. Andrew Perry is 2 seconds behind your leader. He took two tires. He was the first of the top 3 to pit. Went in 3rd, came out in 2nd, and has held that ever since. And Reed Rundle went in 2nd, came out with the lead. And he is 28 laps away from winning at Milwaukee and sealing up the championship for the 2023 summer season. Lap traffic up in front of him. You're going to see a Randy Brunner, the first of those cars. Brunner in the 8th spot, still on the lead lap. Dean Burnt, Nick Baker coming together here. A couple of lap cars racing for position. I think Baker is going to have to stop before too long anyway. I could be wrong. He stopped on lap 35. And he may just be trying to ride it out now. Was the quickest last lap. In the 9th spot, Keegan Bush up to 7th on the lead lap, not too far in front of your leaders here. Still Andrew Perry in 2nd, Jeff Werdeman 3rd, Adam Vinny in 4th, Austin DeMore about 2/3 of the track behind. He is in that 5th spot. Led the race early, battled hard with Keegan Bush and Andrew Humphrey, and has faded. And after pit stops, really faded back, but he's right in front of the 31 of Humphrey. So we'll be inside the 25 to go mark. Reed Rundle hanging on to the lead, has locked up the championship at this point. No one can get there. Garrett Boyd with technical issues, had to park the car. Something about the throttle pedal going away on the 21 car. Adam Vinny still back here in the 4th spot. Has not made up much time at all on the leaders. Has made up a little bit on Werdeman. Two tires for Jeff Werdeman. Really paid off there right at the halfway point. He made a good charge late in that 50-lap run at the beginning. Passed about 4 cars to get himself up to 4th. And then the two-tire strategy has really helped him move into a podium spot. Now he's just got 22 laps to hold off Adam Vinny. And Vinny's creeping in. Vinny's been just a tick faster every lap. And Reed Rundle's starting to slow things down a little. Andrew Perry, a 10th faster the last lap, now loses a 10th in turn 2. Check the times at the line. Coming around to 20 to go. That time almost 0.2 quicker for Andrew Perry. So, Reed Rundle starting to fade late. Got a lot of laps left in this one. 20 to go. Werdeman still 3rd, Vinny 4th, DeMore 5th, Humphreys in 6th, then Busch and Brunner, and that's your 7. I'll make Nick Baker your final lead lap car. No, Nick Baker 9th, and the first car not on the lead lap, my bad. But Randy Brunner in 8th here. And he's not that far in front of your leader, and I think the leader will get to him and try to lap him before this is over with. But we're going to have to watch and see if Perry continues to close down. He closed down to 1.85. Now it's back up to 2. Check in at 10th place, Dean Burnt. One of the 2 cars 1 lap down out on the track, and then John Brunner 7 laps down. Fresher tires. He's been on pit road, and he is working on the back bumper of the 27 of Keegan Busch. But he is far and away out of this one. Just getting in the laps. Now it looks like the gap growing again for Reed Rundle over Andrew Perry, out to 2 1/4 seconds. Last time by Jeff Werdeman, quickest by a 1/10 and a half. So 85 laps in the books, 15 laps remaining in the 100-lap season finale for the MARS Late Model Stock Car Pavement Series. And your championship leader out in front by 2.35 seconds. Over the 33 car of Andrew Perry. Jeff Werdeman still on the podium, 7 seconds behind your leader in 3rd. And Adam Vinny a little over 10 seconds back. He is 4th. Austin DeMore. DeMore on the same straightaway with your leader. He's in turn 3, and the leader coming out of turn 2 right now. Humphrey behind that. Then Busch and Randy Brunner right in behind there. And then you can see the leader coming into the frame on the left side. When Brunner exits the corner, there goes your leader by on the right side. Laps are winding out. Twelve laps remaining. Rundle starting to lose a little gap. Think it's too little, too late. Adam Vinny starting to close in just a little bit on Werdeman, but I think that also may be too little, too late to get him on the podium. The 4 fresh tires just not paying off for the 11 machine. Took himself out of the lead, dropped himself to 4th as he took 2 tires on his stop right around midway. And all those in front of him took 2, and 10 seconds was the difference in that. Ten laps to go. So 90% of the way home in the season finale. These guys will be back in about 2 to 3 weeks here. Be the same kind of a schedule. Dirt 1 week, pavement the next. A lot of the same tracks, most of the same drivers. Hopefully we'll get to see some new faces. Lap cars coming into play for the leaders with 8 laps to go. Keegan Busch right in front of the leader. So is Randy Brunner. Those two battled for 7th and 8th, and Busch just let him have it. Now Rundle, under green flag conditions, out on the racetrack, putting Keegan Busch a lap down. Got his sights set on the 64 car as 7 laps remain in this one. And Andrew Perry will try to work his way around that 27 machine. He's got it down to a 1.5 seconds. Is it too little, too late? If the tires are going away on the 43, maybe Perry has saved just enough in lap traffic, can disrupt the flow for the 43 car enough and get Perry there. Keegan Busch looks like he's going to take 27 car to pit road right here. As Brunner lets Rundle go clean in the middle of the corner. Keep it at 1.65 seconds. Werdeman has closed in a little bit while they were getting into lap traffic. He's one of the quickest cars on the track right now. A little over a 10th quicker than your leader. The wave lap coming out, being shown to your leader. 5 to go. And now the gap stretched out to 1.7 after Rundle got around Brunner. Perry has really slipped off the pace the last couple of laps and lost about 0.4 seconds. Another couple of tenths. A 52, a 71, a 70, and a 56. Adam Vinny Second quickest car that lap. Still trying to chase down Jeff Werdeman. Rundle's already coming out. 3 laps remaining as Andrew Perry works up to the bumper of the 64 of Randy Brunner. 2 seconds behind once again. No more lap traffic. They are far enough in front of your leader. I don't think they will be a factor. It's Demore and Humphrey. Two to go that time. Andrew Humphrey, the last car on the lead lap. It's John Brunner right in front of him. Brunner's several laps down. But 6th place car of Humphrey right there in your leader. Well, he's right behind him, but it ain't going to matter because the white flag will come out this time out of turn number 4. I think when Rundle gets here, this was one of the races he really wanted to win, the big, long 100-lapper. To close out the season, he didn't get the opportunity when we came here back at the beginning of the summer. And I think he kind of made a note that this was the biggest, longest race on the schedule, and he really wanted to put a stamp on the season and pick up the season finale. And he has done exactly that. En route to winning the championship, 43 car, Reed Rundle wins at Milwaukee. Andrew Perry comes home second, and Jeff Werdeman going to come home in third. The top 3 cars on their pit stops right around halfway, all 2-tire stops. There's your 4-tire stopper. He led going in. He was 4th coming out. He stays in 4th. And then Andrew Humphrey right in front of your leader at the flag comes home in the 5th spot. So we'll get all of our drivers up here. We'll get them where we can chat with them. We'll get ready to bring them into the booth. I think Reed Rundle's out here giving us a little smoky smoke. All right, now let's get Jeff Werdeman, the Waterloo, Iowa driver, close to home, coming home third tonight. Jeff Werdeman, that was a long one.
Yeah, it's kind of more what I'm used to be honest with you. When I started racing with this league, it was sprints, and I'm just not a very good fast time guy or quick time guy. I just do my best to try to get through. And these longer races, in fact, I wasn't going to pit. I knew math-wise, I was going to be 3 or 4 laps short on fuel. So I was babying that right front, and everyone pitted, and I'm like, I better pit because I'm going to have to splash and go. And I was just worried those tires that they would get on would pass me up. And the guys in the pit said I still had 52% when I pitted at plus 60 laps. So the tire would have made it. I'd been saving it. Just the 3-4 laps just made the difference.
Yeah, it looked like 2 tires was the way to go because the top 3 all took 2. I know that was part of your strategy. Just, being easy early, did that keep your left sides long enough to make the 100?
Yeah, if you look at the iRacing data, my left front was only 92, but I did not go out and attack. If you noticed, I probably wasn't even on the screen at the very beginning of the race. I was way back there stroking along in 8th, 9th, and 10th. I was just clicking times, and then I noticed that I was about 2/10 faster than everybody else, and I'm like, all right, time to turn up the wick, and that helped a lot. And I figured, Andrew and I were talking, the Team 137 boys left on the track, and that's what we decided. 2 tires, we're going to take that gamble, and it paid off.
Yeah, it looked like there towards the end of that first run, you really started picking drivers off. You got up to about 4th, right there before you took it off the track. So, saving tires, really a big deal here.
Actually, what had happened was I was the last car that hadn't pitted yet, and I probably went 3-4 laps longer than I should have because I probably would have ended up on Adam's back bumper with him with those fresher tires. And when I set the car up to only take 2 tires, I missed on my fuel on how much fuel to put in the back. I probably should have put a little more. I anticipated with the offset to be taking 2 tires right off the get-go, and sometimes you gamble and it pays off. Sometimes you still get a podium and you can wave to the crowd here at the Milwaukee Mile.
All right, man. We'll give us some shout-outs, some thank yous before we let you get out of here. We know everybody's going to be back for the 2 seasons on Tuesdays and Sundays here in a couple of weeks, but it'd be nice to have a little break.
Well, I got to thank Wabam as well. They do a lot for dirt track racing. Got to thank you, Roger, and everything you do with the broadcast. Thank the Team 137 boys. Gunslinger Whiskey, definitely going to be having one of those tonight. That is for sure. BF Hammers. And shout out to Marv Sr. out there. Hopefully he's watching, and at least a couple of the Team 137 boys made you smile tonight.
All right, man. Well, congrats on a great season, and we'll look forward to seeing you back here in a few weeks.
Excellent. Thank you, guys.
Jeff Werdeman finishing in third. His teammate, and he battled up at the front pretty much the last 2/3 of this thing. He went in. He was the first driver of the top 3. He took 2 tires. I thought that might be a winning move if the car would hold on, but everybody else around him took 2 as well. Andrew Perry seemed to work out, but 1 step short tonight.
Yes, sir. Hey, Roger, how you doing? Yeah, congratulations to Reed, and I think that's 3 championships in 7 days, but he's a heck of a wheel man. You got to be on your game, and I was hoping that little strategy would pay off, but I wasn't the only one, and they didn't get the memo that they were supposed to take 4 apparently. But hey, I'm happy to finish what I did. It's a good way to end the season.
Yeah, it seemed like of the top 3, you went ahead and jumped in there, and we watched your pit. And when you only took right tires, I thought, man, that's a pretty heavy gamble when we're only halfway. I didn't know how the tires were going to wear on the left side. But you came out, your lap times were just as good as they were at the start of the race. Were you surprised when you were coming around and all of a sudden the 43 car was out in front of you?
Surprised and sad. But hey, it is what it is. I assumed there were going to be guys taking 2, and I thought very well the leaders might. And I knew I felt sure my left sides were hold up for 100 laps. So it was just a handful for 2 or 3 laps there, and then it came on back in. And I could keep pace with Reed, but I couldn't gain on him at all. And I was trying. But, that's why he's the champion, because he's consistent and good, and consistently good, except occasionally he has an off night.
Well, an awesome run, a big 100-lapper to close the season. Are you looking forward to getting started again here in a couple weeks?
Yes, sir. I'm going to try to do more of the dirt. I'm going to try to, and definitely the asphalt. I've had a couple of family issues that came up, and I missed a couple of races, but I think 1 with Mars, or 2 with Mars, and maybe 1 with STSS. But yeah, I plan on sticking with it, and I appreciate you guys and Scrub a Dub and Wabam for the sponsorships that they do, and the excellent broadcasting that you put together, and just this great group of guys, man. It's just a lot of fun.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great run tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you back here next season.
Yes, sir.
Andrew Perry, he's going to come home in the second tonight, and now we can move on. I feel like he's been in here quite a bit. I feel like we probably ought to take his car apart piece by piece and check it all out, because that's 3 championships within the last 7-8 days here. But Reed Rundle, you're up here again. Not only are you hoisting the 100-lap trophy, but the bigger piece of hardware goes to you tonight as well, man. Interesting feature, to say the least.
Yeah, and used up a little bit too much tire on that first run, trying to get back up to the guys, and I probably should have just waited and everything. So we were a little close to blowing the right front on that stint, but it paid off in the end, and we were able to nice and easy run that last half. And by far not just sitting there. I was watching Andrew in my mirror and just trying to keep him at a same kind of pace, and I knew Jeff was coming. He's always good on long runs. So, yeah, if you had told me at the beginning of the season with the guys that we've got in these 3 leagues, especially these 3 series, that I'd even compete for 1 or 2 championships, I'd have been extremely happy. So, I don't know what to say. We got lucky sometimes. We ran consistent and smart, and that's what it took.
Yeah, it looked like 2 tires was the difference because you chased Vinny all the way up, and you guys kind of looked like you were maybe working a little bit together. He was opening the door. You were sliding right through behind him. And then, the last about 15, 18 laps of that first 50-lap stint looked like you kind of just stayed in the pocket right there. And after pit stops, he took 4, and he was the last of you guys to pit. The other 2 took 2, and you guys came out way out in front. Was that the strategy the whole time?
Yeah, I was not planning on 4 unless we had a yellow, after at that halfway point. I actually thought about the third, hitting it in the thirds with the 2 sets of tires. But, when Adam, I kind of let Adam back by. We went back and forth a little bit, and then he went by, and I just wanted to stay pace. And I could feel the right front was starting to give out. That's why I backed off a little bit. And at that point, I think he had us by about 2 or 3 seconds when I decided to pit. So again, and he took 4. Just didn't work out for him. If we had a yellow, who knows? I mean, at that point, tires, all that stuff changes too. So,
well, an awesome run, a great season, man. I know a lot is going to be changing for next season, but give us your thank yous, your shout outs, anybody that you want to recognize before we get out of here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Scrub-a-Dub, I said it before, they're going to be in our 8th season with us. We greatly appreciate their help, and Peter Brees has been real instrumental with working with them, as well as Wabam coming back again for next season for the Clean Driver Award, and that will be in both series, dirt and pavement. And then Beard Sconson coming on board for the title series sponsor for the pavement series. So it's going to be interesting. We're still looking for maybe 1 or 2 more sponsors, maybe for a hard charger award type thing, and track some of that stuff week to week and stuff like that. But thank yous to Little Caesars Pizza for coming on board again for a couple years here. We got some changes coming up. Solo Stove been on the car for this season. Shout out to my old man down in Florida. Hopefully, while he's been recouping over this last few months, he's had some fun watching this stuff. And thanks to my wife for supporting the hobby, and you guys for putting on a great show every week. Really appreciate it, and looking forward to coming back again with you guys.
All right, man. Well, we're looking forward to having you guys back. Should be exciting when we do come back. Congrats on a great season. Congrats on the win on the big 100-lapper. I wanted to ask, because I know when we ran here way, way, way back at the beginning of the summer, you seemed slightly disappointed that you weren't able to compete for the win in this one. Is this a little bit of a monkey off your back and a revenge thing tonight?
I think we ran real good here at that spring race too, if I remember correctly. I'd have to go back and look, but I think that was a strategy race too. I've had some. I guess my disappointment comes from the fact that we've been hoping for a little bit more car turnout. It's the winter. Hopefully that'll change, and we'll pull in a few more cars. We'll do some recruitment races before our stuff comes up, and working with obviously the STS Short Tracks Showdown Series guys, and we'll keep cross promoting with them. So hopefully we start pulling in some more cars and have some more fun with it.
All right, man. Well, congrats again, and thanks for chatting with us. We'll look forward to seeing you guys back in a couple of weeks.
All right, man. Thank you, Roger. Appreciate it.
Rita Rundle picks up all of the hardware. Well, really all the hardware for the summer. He picked up the Short Track Showdown Series. He picked up the Dirt Series, and he picks up the Pavement Series at Mars tonight. So he clean sweeps everything. And takes the 43 car for a victory lap here at the Milwaukee Mile. That closes things up. Let's take a look at the results for tonight's 100-lap season finale at the Milwaukee Mile. Rundle, Perry, and Werdeman 1, 2, 3. Vinny in 4th. Humphrey 5th. DeMoore in 6th. Randy Brunner was 7th. Nick Baker. The 2-stop strategy just didn't work out for the 89 car. He finishes 8th. Dean Burt 9th. Keegan Bush was 10th. John Brunner in 11th. Garrett Boyd with technical difficulties. He makes an early exit about 8 or 9 laps into this thing, and he finishes 12th. Marvin Turnmeyer in 13th, and Wes Whitfield rounded out the field on the score sheet. Well, that's it for the season. We're going to have a couple of Sundays off. I know we're back tomorrow night for DSRL's Monday Night Thunder Big Block Modified Series at Fairbury. Zach Krieger back on the call for that. And then definitely back on Thursday for the Netcode Esports Mighty Midgets. That's always double feature night. And they run 2 different events on the same night. A lot of fun with those midget guys, and they put on a heck of a show, so make sure you mark down for that as well. We're trying to fill in our Wednesday nights, as we know, on Tuesdays. The Short Track Showdown Series will be back with a weekly show starting in about 2 to 3 weeks. It's November the 7th, I think it is. These guys here on Sundays back on the 12th of November. Very few breaks for any of those guys. Maybe 1 on Tuesdays and a couple on Sundays. So keep looking for that. We're trying to fill in the Wednesday night slot. Make sure you tell your friends where you're seeing the best stuff on the internet for racing, both asphalt and dirt. If you're on Facebook, go by, like, share, and follow. If you're on YouTube, Trovo, or Twitch, hit the subscribe button. You know every time we go live. But a big thank you to all the leagues that give us great racing to cover, and to you, the fans, for allowing us to do this, sitting back, enjoying, interacting with us. It's always fun. It's always appreciated. Without all of you, there's no reason to do any of it, so we thank you very much. Remember to keep the rubber on the road. Love everybody.